The human species is extremely lucky and privileged. Now, you might think that is because of our ability to think. Actually, we are very privileged and lucky because of our ability to stop thinking. That is an incredible power that we possess. Now, most of us do not know how to stop our thinking. Very few people on earth can experience and achieve thoughtlessness. But this ability to stop our thoughts can completely change your life. Ever since we are born, or I guess as soon as we grow up a little and we can start recognize our mother's face, and even probably earlier than that, our mind starts racing. We have thoughts. We have thoughts all the time. There is not a moment when we are not thinking. We're thinking as soon as we wake up in the morning till the time that we go to sleep. We're thinking sometimes in our sleep when we are watching a dream or a nightmare. We're constantly thinking. All these thoughts are constantly going on. You could be taking a shower, your mind is thinking. You could be eating food, your mind is thinking. You're watching a movie, and your mind could be thinking. You're afraid. You're watching and you're calculating sometimes if it's a not a tragedy, but if it's a suspenseful movie, then you're watching the suspense. You're saying, I wonder what is going to happen next. It's all happening in your mind. Your mind is looking at it. You're from the corner of the eye. You're watching somebody else walk into the room or some object. You're processing everything. Your mind is constantly working. And this aspect of our life, where our mind is constantly thinking and working, this aspect actually, believe it or not, reduces the quality of our life. If we could learn the ability to stop our thoughts, if we could learn the ability to be thoughtless, that ability, even if it's not as if you say, well, I want to be thoughtless for 8 hours, but even if you're thoughtless for a short amount of time, it will change your experience of life. Because otherwise we are going through life in a frenzy, and we are going through life where it's just like a big blur. But when we slow ourselves down and say, okay, I'm going to stop thinking, guess what happens? We begin to experience the richness of life. We begin to experience, actually all the experiences that we are going through, we are able to focus on it. We are able to enjoy them. We are able to relish them. Our relationships become richer because we are more focused on the relationships. When our mind is constantly working and consumed with stuff, even when we are with loved ones, we don't pay attention to them. When we are at work, we are worried about things that are going wrong at home. When we are at home, we are thinking about things that are going wrong at work. We're constantly worrying. When we are driving, we are not enjoying the drive. We're complaining about the traffic. Or even if you're driving on a Saturday, we are worried, I need to get somewhere fast enough. I need to do this. I need to run this chore, this errand. And then once I do that, then I need to do this. Then I need to go get ready for a party. All of these thoughts are constantly going on. And guess what these thoughts are doing? They are robbing you of your life experience. When you begin to quiet your mind and stop these thoughts And maybe stopping the thoughts is quite difficult. But even if you slow down the thoughts, if you just slow them down, you will absorb more of this life. You've heard about the phrase stopping to smell the roses or stopping to smell the coffee. Why do they say that? It's because we're moving through life so fast and our mind is constantly working. We are not digesting, we are not absorbing the things around us. And the richness of life doesn't come from $100 billion in a bank that you may own. Because your life could still be in a frenzy. The richness, the quality of life comes from you being able to stop and breathe life in. Is when you're able to stop and embrace life. When you're able to spend, it may be as little as 30 seconds with your cute young daughter, right? And you cuddle her and you're in the moment. That is the richness of life. Otherwise, you could have a life where your daughter grows up and gets married one day and you wake up and go, oh my gosh, my darling daughter has now left the home. And I didn't even spend time. You may have been there physically, but you have to be there mentally to register those memories. If you do not slow down your thoughts, you are cheating yourself. You are cheating yourself of the most precious thing that you have, which is your own life. So think about this conversation today very carefully. Think about giving yourself the gift of thoughtlessness. Think about investigating more about thoughtlessness and say, how can I get to the point? And it may seem like an uphill task. You might say, oh my God, that seems like a foreign concept and I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. I am an active person, I am a doer, I like to do all of those things. I understand. It may seem very difficult, but at least you have to start by saying, I would like to investigate this. I want to experience that state where I have the ability to slow down my thoughts or stop them and then restart them back. Wouldn't that be a great ability? Where you say, okay, thoughts, it's time to engage. Come on at full speed. And then you say, okay, let me stop. You have the remote control of your TV. And you control the TV, don't you? Or does the TV control you? If the TV kept blaring all day long, you'd probably leave that TV outside your door. But you control the remote. Do you have the remote to your own mind? Why would you not want a remote for your own mind and say, okay, mind, it's time for you to sit down. Let me enjoy life. I do not want you thinking about this. Let me just enjoy life. Wouldn't you want that control? Wouldn't that not change the quality of your life? Would that not upgrade your life? No matter what your situation. So give yourself the gift of thoughtlessness and make a commitment to yourself to investigate that, to learn how to do that. And we can certainly talk about how we can all make progress towards better controlling our thoughts and learning how to stop thoughts. Thank you for listening. I, the soul, honor you, the soul. At your core, you are peace. Be who you are. Be peace. Be peace.